Let's start with a truth that many avoid. Being a good person does not guarantee a good life. Morality alone is not a survival strategy. In fact, if all you have is goodness, you're more likely to be used than respected. How many times have you helped only to be ignored? How often have you stayed silent only to be silenced completely? The uncomfortable reality is this: the world doesn't reward goodness. It rewards clarity, power, and above all, strategy. You were told to be kind, but they never taught you how to protect your kindness. They never taught you how to defend your virtue from those who see it as weakness. And so you find yourself exhausted, generous, but drained, honest, but overlooked, good, but easily forgotten. That's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change it. Let me offer a new path: strategic morality. This is not manipulation. This is protection. This is survival with your soul intact. The first principle: you must know the game you're in. The world is not run by saints. It is run by tacticians. People who understand human behavior, its beauty and its brutality. If you approach life as if everyone thinks like you will always be 10 steps behind. Because not everyone values honesty. Not everyone respects vulnerability. Some see it as an invitation to strike. So what can you do? You don't abandon your values. You armor them. You learn when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to strike first. Because here's the secret: being feared is not the goal. Being unreadable is. When people can't predict you, they hesitate. When they hesitate, you gain power. Let's talk about perception. Power is rarely about truth. It's about belief. Not who you are, but who people think you are. Appearances control access. If you appear strong, people will test you less. If you appear soft, people will test you more. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about managing what the world sees and protecting what they don't. Ask yourself, how often have you been too available, too generous with your time, your energy, your presence? Scarcity creates value. If you are everywhere, you lose weight. If you're always reachable, you're rarely respected. The second principle: control your availability. Be present with intention. Disappear with purpose. Let absence work in your favor. Let people miss your presence before you reappear. Because here's a brutal truth: people only chase what they fear losing. Next, the silence. The quieter you become, the more powerful your words feel. Silence forces others to fill in the gaps, and most will fill those gaps with respect or fear if you carry yourself correctly. Don't explain yourself unless it brings advantage. Don't justify actions to those who don't deserve your clarity. Control the flow of what you say. Never speak just to fill space. And now we come to your emotions. Emotional control is a weapon. Lose your temper, lose control, reveal your fear, lose leverage, respond with anger. You hand over the remote to your own behavior. A calm person in chaos is always the most powerful person in the room. Because when you control your reactions, you control the narrative. And if someone can control your emotions, they don't need to control your mind. They already own it. So master your emotions. Don't suppress them, but guide them. Redirect your rage into clarity. Transform your anxiety into sharp observation. Channel your sadness into strategy. Here's another truth few accept. You don't need to be predictable. In fact, it's better if you're not. Predictability makes you easy to corner, easy to outplay, easy to forget. The world respects those who adapt, those who remain fluid in identity, calm one day, assertive the next. You must learn to be water in form, but iron in purpose. This brings us to the core of strategic morality: patience. Most people act too soon. They speak too fast. They strike without timing, not because they're brave, but because they're scared. Impatience is not strength, it's fear in disguise. Strategists move when the odds shift in their favor. They wait, they observe, they measure the field. Then they move once, with precision. This is not cowardice, it is mastery. It is chess, not checkers. Let's put it all together. You don't need to become cruel to succeed. You need to become clear. Clear in your values, clear in your presence, clear in your silence, clear in your unpredictability, and clear in your patience. Let others rush to be seen. Let others beg for attention. You move with purpose. You speak with intention. You appear when the timing is right. And that is how you rise. Not with noise, not with force, but with precision. You were never powerless. You were simply uninformed. But now you see the rules of the game. And better yet, you're ready to play it your way.